لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. We continue today with our beautiful book, Al-Khushu'u fi Salah, or Humility in Prayer by Imam Ibn Rajab. May Allah have mercy on him. And as we mentioned last time, we are on the last third of the book, and Ibn Rajab starts this third chapter talking about dua and how it is one of the greatest displays of one's humility towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ibn Rajab says, amongst the actions of worship that are conducive to subservience and khushu', to Allah mighty and magnificence, is supplication, dua. Allah the Most High says, "Ud'u rabbakum tadarru'an wa khufyah." Call on your Lord humbly and secretly. And this includes, of course, the dua that is done during the prayer, in sujood or in ruku' or in other places in the prayer, like sitting between the two sajdas. And it includes when you make dua outside of the prayer. Ud'u rabbakum tadarru'an wa khufyah. Call on your Lord humbly and secretly. And Allah Azza wa Jalla also says, إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا يُسَارِعُونَ فِي الْخَيْرَاتِ وَيَدْعُونَنَا رَغَبًا وَرَهَبًا وَكَانُوا لَنَا خَاشِعِينَ. In this ayah, Allah Azza wa Jalla, He describes the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They outdid each other in good actions, calling out to us in hope and in fear, and humbling themselves to us. So one of the characteristics of the prophets as well was calling upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but not just making dua that is on the tongue, but the heart is in a situation of having hope that Allah Azza wa Jalla will give them from the good that He has, and having fear of Allah Azza wa Jalla's punishment as well. Ibn Rajab says, one of the deeds that displays subservience in supplication is raising the hands. So Ibn Rajab now, he showed how making dua itself is one of the displays of humility to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he's going to mention a few actions that we do when we are doing dua that show our subservience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The first thing is when we are raising our hands, like we are beggars, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, it is authentically reported that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam raised his hands when supplicating on many occasions. The most significant of which was supplication for rain, in which he raised them till the whiteness of his armpits was visible. Similarly, he would raise his hands high on the eve of Arafah when at Arafah. So he would be showing his subservience and humility so much that his hands would be raised in this way. And one of the times as well when the Prophet ﷺ did this was the night of the Battle of Badr as well. When the Prophet ﷺ was asking Allah, till Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, he put back his garment on him and told him that Allah Azza wa Jalla, He will not let him down and that He will answer his call. Ibn Rajab also says, Al-Tabarani, may Allah have mercy on him, records the hadith of Ibn Abbas, who said, I saw the Prophet ﷺ supplicating at Arafah, and his hands were at the level of his chest like a pauper begging for food. So like this. So he would be raising like a pauper begging for food. So that is the first matter that he mentions in this chapter, that dua is one of the greatest displays of our humility to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in the dua, one of the great ways that we show our humility to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the dua is by raising our hands to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَجَزَاكُمُ اللَّهُ خَيْرًا سُبْحَانَكَ اللَّهُمَّ وَبِحَمْدِكَ أَشْهَدُ أَن لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ نَسْتَغْفِرُكَ وَنَتُوبُ إِلَيْكَ.